How you doing?
Good, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
We got a call just basically that you were just reporting vehicles throughout the, I guess that we're driving around the IBC.
Okay, what happened?
I'm sorry?
What happened?
What happened?
Yeah, what happened?
It was just that we had received a call that you were reporting vehicles while they were passing by the IBC.
Okay.
Are you from the area?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have an ID on you just at dispatch knows that I'm in contact with you?
This is a consensual encounter?
No, we actually got a call.
How come it's not consensual?
Well, because we had parties that were asking for me to check out with you.
Is there a crime being broken?
No, there isn't.
So it's consensual then, right?
Well, it's not consensual because if it was consensual, then that would be just me making contact with you without me being dispatched to you.
Well, since there's not a crime, then you have no investigation, right?
Well, no, it isn't. That's the reason why I'm here. I didn't know that you were standing behind the IBC bank.
The suspicion of crime?
No, it's not.
So you have no reason to be here, right?
No, I do. I'm advising you that I got a call.
Oh, okay. So I think what you would do is make contact with them then.
No, because I don't know.
Oh. So
Yeah.
you just got anonymous call.
Yeah, just this one.
Okay. Well, I don't really give ID.
Well, you're required to right now because obviously I got a call. It's not a consensual encounter.
All right, guys, listen up. The camera is rolling, and this is where it starts. A calm citizen stands recording in public when officers approach, claiming they received a call. No crime, no emergency, just a camera and suspicion. The questions begin immediately. Who are you? Why are you here? And do you have ID? From the jump, the citizen challenges the narrative. If there's no crime, then why the contact?
I'm only required to give ID. I believe it's 3802 Penal Code. I'm only required to give ID if I'm lawfully arrested. I'm not lawfully arrested.
Well, no. That's obviously, if you're arrested, then yes,
Right.
obviously you're required to give your information.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm trying to make you understand is this isn't a casual encounter. I just didn't drive by here and just say, hey, okay, let me check out this guy. That's not what happened.
Okay, so
I didn't know that you were out here.
You're right.
Okay.
So in terms of your investigation was a suspicious person.
Yeah, that's how the call came. And obviously, you're not doing anything wrong. I mean, I can see that you're just standing here with your phone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not. You know what I mean?
So
and
why
you're not
would-
in any trouble?
I mean, I wouldn't know that. If I surrender my Fourth Amendment, I could be wanted. Then I'd be surrender of Fourth Amendment, then I could be in trouble.
In trouble for what?
I'm just saying, in hypothetical scenarios, we watch cops all the time, right? It still comes on TV. When someone surrenders their Fourth Amendment, such as their ID, you guys run that through NCIS, and then you go, or ASIS, you're right, and you run their system, their information is look for warrants. So now they surrendered their Fourth Amendment, then they're subject to arrest.
Okay, so do you understand the reason why I'm here?
Yeah,
I totally understand that, but that would be like in a whole different circumstance, right? This isn't a traffic stop or anything like that.
Right.
It's not a casual encounter.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can just provide me information. We did get a call that you were out here recording vehicles. Again, you're not committing any crime.
Uh-huh.
The only thing is that I got dispatched here.
Okay. No rings. You're not married?
No, sir.
Why not?
No need to be.
No need to be? Oh, wow. Woo.
If you don't mind, I'll be out of your hair. It's kind of hot out here, and you can continue.
Hey, it's a good shade. Look at this shade tree. Yeah, unfortunately, I cannot assist you with your investigation. That's not my job. I'm not going to do that. So even identifying me will be assisting you with your investigation.
Well, the thing is that I don't know it. I don't know you.
Now things heat up. Officers insist this is not a consensual encounter, despite admitting no law was broken. The citizen pushes back hard, citing constitutional rights and refusing to surrender ID without lawful arrest. Fourth Amendment lines are drawn right here. You can feel the tension rising, one side leaning on a call, the other standing firm on the law. This is where confusion turns into confrontation.
You personally.
You're not supposed to. I'm a private citizen.
Yeah, of course. So
Right.
what I'm saying is I got dispatched here.
Well, you got to
So
know.
it's not a consensual encounter, right? You do have to identify, is what I'm saying.
I don't have to identify.
Because it isn't a
How long you been an
consensual
officer?
encounter. A few years.
Few years. I got a question. This is hypothetical speaking. This is not, I'm not insinuating nothing. This is a hypothetical conversation. When officers encounter a member of the public, and a member of the public Explain to them their right. Okay.
I can hear you. I can multitask.
Okay. Name?
How's it going, bro? Officer Munguia,
Badge number?
746.
747. What was your badge number? 747. Okay, just like a hypothetical question. I'm not insinuating nothing, but when officers encounter a member of the public and the member of the public state their rights or penal code, why do officers never think that they're police? Is it because there's a code of conduct that says if you're a police, you wouldn't do this? If you're a police, you wouldn't be out here with a camera doing what you're doing. Is that like an internal thought process?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even know.
Wow. So no one. So when I rewind this and play this, you're saying I gave an incomplete sentence?
That's not what I'm saying, sir.
Well, then why don't you know what I'm talking about?
So right now we're obviously you're going off topic, right?
I'm supposed to because you have no reason to be here.
I do. I just explained that to you. We got a phone call, right? It's just somebody concerned. That's all it is, right?
And now you're here.
And now I'm here. So it's not a consensual encounter, like I mentioned. I just didn't drive by here and decide to talk to you.
You did.
I did. I actually got here. So
It's a little too loud for us to just roll by and talk to people.
we just came into shift anyway. So
Well, the reason I say you did is because no one gave you a citation of a law being broken or a policy being broken. Therefore, for you to drive past and observe, you observe.
All right, guys, pay attention. This is where the cracks show. Officers openly admit they see no crime, yet remain on scene. The citizen breaks it down clearly. Identifying oneself without probable cause opens the door to warrant checks and arrests. Hypotheticals turn real fast. Badge numbers are requested, cameras acknowledged, and suddenly the power dynamic shifts. Accountability just walked into the conversation.
Observe the suspicious person, which is me. You see no crime. You was given no crime.
no.
And you observe the suspicious person, which is me. And since you observed the suspicious person,
Yeah, I got you. No,
hey, y'all body cameras rolling?
yeah.
Okay.
Like she just finished explaining to you, we just got a call, right? So whenever we get a call, you're matching the description, we just, come say what's up, right? Make sure you're good, you know what I mean?
But listen, I want to have a lower level conversation real quick. This is my hypothetical question. Why is it that when officers are called to the scene, even if it's not a crime, like what I'm doing right now, why is it that when you engage with a member of the public, when the member of the public state their rights, and if I state penal code, if I state case law, why is it that police officers never think, is he a police officer? It's almost like you guys just be like, he's not a lawyer, he's not a police officer, whatever he's saying. Why is it that type of like posture?
Yeah, no, I mean, we listen to people, right? It's a part of our job every single day. When people are right, I tell them, okay, you're right. You know what I mean?
Okay, now watch this. Is this a consensual encounter?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Just because it's a call for service.
Right, because it's a call for service.
Yeah.
But when it's a call for service, you guys are here to enforce the law.
Not necessarily.
Then what else do you enforce?
So like reasonable suspicion, right?
What's reasonable?
Reasonable?
That's articulable reason
This is what a
suspicion.
reasonable person would believe. You know what I mean?
Is that a penal code reason?
It's in the penal code.
It says articulable suspicion that a crime is being committed or about to be committed.
I don't know the definition textbook off my head, right? But reasonable suspicion, probable cause, they're all different levels.
Right.
But like I said, call for service, usually just reasonable suspicion. You know what I mean? It's not probable cause, right? Like it's not
Right.
probable cause.
So that's no probable cause me to ID. But that's not what she's saying.
This moment exposes everything. Officers attempt to justify the stop as reasonable suspicion, but can't articulate what crime exists. Penal codes, probable cause, and legal thresholds are tossed around. Yet nobody can give a straight answer. The citizen stays calm, but relentless, pointing out contradictions between officers. Two uniforms, two interpretations of the law. And that's a serious problem when rights are on the line.
We're here because she's saying I have to ID.
Oh, that's my call, right?
No.
Officer in charge here.
She's officer in charge,
Yeah.
but you still have a duty to correct any erroneous mistakes.
Yeah.
So right, so
I don't see any mistakes going on here. Right?
you just said I don't have to ID. I just told you she said I have to. Now you say you don't see a mistake.
Well, that's her call. Maybe she sees something that I don't.
I don't know what to call you.
Yeah. How you doing?
You're gonna be good if we leave.
Yeah.
Look, like I mentioned before, you're not committing a crime, right? And you're obviously aware of that. right?
Right.
You obviously got concerned citizens. You're recording, right?
But no,
So-
you're nice. But my thing is this. When a member of the public engages with law enforcement, we should be able to give our understanding also in such a way to you guys shouldn't be in a hurry to leave. Because if there was a real investigation, when if I was breaking the law, you guys would take your time to detail a police report, what they call them, witnesses. You guys would take your time to get a full report.
Sometimes our hands are limited, right? Like I mentioned earlier, it was just a concerned citizen, so we don't have any information to go based on.
Right. I know that, but I'm saying, like, since you don't have that,
We don't, and so that's the call came out.
Mm-hmm.
Guy matching your description. You're obviously holding a camera, you're
Right.
recording, so that's all we have. That's all we have to work on right now. So that's why I'm making contact with you right now.
But for future reference, I just want you to know that that is not enough to ID someone.
Okay.
And I think you know that. I think you probably got to update it.
It just
I think
it makes it easier, right? And like I mentioned, you're not in any trouble, like you had mentioned.
Mhm.
I'm trying to make contact with you.
Right.
At the end of the day, I'm doing my job.
No, you are. But see,
Right.
part of your job is to enforce accurate law. If you're misinterpreting the law, now you're violating someone's rights unknowingly. You can do it knowingly or unknowingly. Like this gentleman, when you went to the car, he said, "I did not have to ID." Now, that's counterproductive to what you said. So then when I told the gentleman,
Listen carefully. This is the heart of it. One officer says ID isn't required. Another says it is. That inconsistency matters. The citizen calls it out directly. Misinterpreting the law doesn't just confuse people. It violates rights. Whether knowingly or unknowingly, mistakes like this carry consequences. This isn't disrespect. It's a demand for accuracy, and the system doesn't like being corrected.
well, tell her that. Then he said, "Well, it's not my stop." See, now we have a difference of understanding here. We got two law officers saying two different things. That is a problem. You should be on the same page. And then he said he doesn't know the exact penal code verbiage, articulable suspicion. That's another bad thing because you have to know that to make a proper investigation or proper arrest.
I just went into my business. Are you prior to law enforcement? Or are you just something that you just study because you like it?
I'm definitely, I've been in government.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been in government, and so.
Look, like I mentioned, you're not in any trouble, and you haven't committed a crime, right? Like I had mentioned before. You're gonna be good. We won't have
But
to
that's
be
not good enough
Well, the thing is that
because you gave misinformation. You said I did not have to ID. Did you say that? And then when I said, well, tell her that, there's no proper cause. So then why did you say I have to ID?
Well, because it wasn't a casual encounter.
It just make it easy. That's not a legitimate circumstance. I want to know the right answer. So I'm trying to get you guys to get on the same page. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to know, why did you say I don't have to ID, and why are you saying I do have to
I
ID?
did get dispatched. He didn't get dispatched.
Doesn't matter. He's law enforcement.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is he probably just did a robot. I'm pretty sure he didn't get dispatched to here. I have a call. Like I have an actual
This is
call.
your
that I-
responsibility.
I mean, there's always an officer in charge for any situation, but that doesn't mean you didn't know what's going on, right?
Okay, so like I mentioned, I did get a call.
Mhm.
I have a call was created for me to make contact with.
Mhm.
This isn't like I mentioned. I just didn't casually drive up here and I was on the other side of town when this call came in.
Right.
Right. So all I'm saying is,
Okay, let me ask you this: if I would have gave you my ID, would you have ran my name?
read it.
Would you have ran it in the
No,
system?
I would have logged it in. Just that I made contact with you.
So you wouldn't have ran for warrants?
No, there's a difference. I can log it in that I made contact with
Mhm.
you, and obviously you haven't committed a crime, and running it through the NCIC, TCIC.
Now we're deep in the weeds. The citizen questions officer training, legal knowledge, and investigative standards. Reasonable suspicion, probable cause, articulable facts. These aren't optional concepts. The officer admits they don't know exact penal code language, and that's dangerous. When enforcement lacks clarity, freedom becomes fragile. This isn't about ego. It's about fundamentals every officer is supposed to master.
What you had mentioned is totally different. I wouldn't have done that.
Now let me ask you this: how would a member of the public know when you're going to make that discretionary
You
decision?
could have asked me just like you did right now.
But
Or you could have probably heard.
I've
You
done
wrote
it before.
down.
I've done it before, and I know. And that's the bad thing about law enforcement encounter. When a member of the public says something that happened in the past, law enforcement says, "Well, that's a different situation." But
Which it was.
when you guys encounter us, and you say, "Well, you could be doing this, you could be doing that," then we can say, "Well, that's a different situation." So it goes both ways,
Well,
Right.
Yeah, every situation is different. Unfortunately, we're here because, like I mentioned before, the call that I received, right? And that's basically, like I mentioned, you're not in any trouble or anything like that.
You guys got cards?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can write the CAD number on there, this call for service number on there for me.
You want the cat narrative number?
Yeah. So you don't want to say you don't. So are you the kind of public official that don't correct their officers when they're wrong?
I don't know if she's right or wrong.
You don't know penal code?
I do.
What's penal code for ID?
Penal code for ID?
Yeah.
That doesn't really make any sense.
What is the penal code for when a member of the public is required to identify themselves?
When they're suspected of committing a crime.
Right. Am I suspected of committing a crime? So
But like I said, we got reasonable suspicion, we got probable cause, we got mirrors.
All right, guys, watch this carefully. The citizen asks the real question. If ID were provided, would it be run through the system? Officers say no, but admit it's discretionary. And that's the problem. Citizens don't know when discretion turns into detention. Law enforcement says every situation is different, but rights don't change case by case. That uncertainty is exactly why people stand their ground.
all that is separate though.
Yeah, but you're rambling on about all these different.
I'm rambling.
Yeah, you keep throwing different names.
Isn't that what you guys use to articulate an arrest or a citation? You use penal code, right?
Yeah.
So when a member of the
Transportation code for citations.
or right, so when a member of the public brings up penal code, then they're rambling.
Well, I mean, you don't really stay on one topic. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Because you guys have no reason to be here, so I have to use subject matter examples to get you guys to understand.
Well, it's like she just finished telling you, man. We do have a reason to be here just because of the call.
Now,
Right? That doesn't mean we're, telling you, hey, you're committed a crime or whatever, right? But it's just a concerned citizen, right? Our citizens are responsible.
you're Daffy Duck. You need to touch up on your law and your fundamentals, because you are a casualty to the city, and you, by the way you interpret things, it's not good for law enforcement.
That's not a case number. My stretch it out. It's just the kind of narrative call that we
It's information. If you guys are here on an information call.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
No.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Be safe, man.
Hey, and always remember, every member of the public could be an FBI agent. They could be anybody. So when you give inaccurate representations of the law, you're opening yourself up to situations and circumstances. And we don't want to do that because the taxpayers have nothing to do with it. Okay.
This ends with a warning, not a victory lap. The citizen reminds officers that every public encounter could involve lawyers, agents, or informed citizens. Inaccurate statements of law put departments at risk and erode public trust. No crime was committed. No arrest was made. But the lesson is loud and clear. Cameras don't lie, rights don't bend, and accountability doesn't ask permission.